This is Control Buckets with Dr. B. Welcome to a session to think about what are you actually in control of. Well, not what you want to be in control of, because we know that that's a whole long list that we don't even have the paper for. But what are we actually in control of, and what causes us stress? Well, it's because we experience stress when we focus on things that we cannot control. The stress equation is simple. It is what we seek to control minus what we can actually control that brings us to what stress we feel. So I want you to think about three buckets of things that occur in the world and in our own personal and professional lives. And the three buckets are these. The first bucket is things that are completely out of our control, like the weather, perhaps like international happenings. Perhaps it's the stock market. Things that are completely outside of our control. Maybe it's the actions of others, things that people say or do, someone cutting us off in traffic, things that we don't have any control over. Now, in the second bucket, we have things that we might influence. Those are things like perhaps how our day goes, maybe how we bring our energy into any given moment, and then how people respond in kind to us. Those are things that we might be able to influence. And then we move our focus over to the third bucket, the biggest bucket of all, and that is the things that we can actually control. And there are three things that are in this bucket. The first is how we think. The things that we think about, the thoughts that we entertain, the thoughts that we hold on to. And the second is how we feel. Now, I know I get pushback on this a lot, but it's been proven that the feelings that we have originate from the thoughts that we're holding on to, whether it's memories or patterns. We're feeling things in response to the thoughts that we're having. So if we can simply let go of some of the more negative thoughts that we have, and by the way, we have 70,000 thoughts per day and 60% of them are negative. If we can just let go of a few of those, we might be able to feel a little bit differently about any given moment. And then the third thing that we can control is how we behave. We've heard this for a long time since childhood, that we are in charge of our behaviors. And so if we just focus most on the things that we can control and least on the things that we have absolutely outside of our control, then we might be able to influence that second bucket, that middle bucket, a little bit more. So today, as you go out into the world and you interact with people and places and things, I want you to think about how your stress is exacerbated and expanded and increased by focusing on the first two buckets and not on the third, your bucket. So with that, allow yourself to feel just a little less stress by focusing on things that are inside of your control, your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors.